In a continent rich with innovation and spirit, a new generation rises. 30 extraordinary young minds aged 15 to 22 embarking on a journey of entrepreneurship.
In our part of the world, it is quite difficult for people to believe in your idea.
No one gets a 22-year-old CEO.
I was like, yo, she's so young.
It's just a phase. They're trying something new. They're going to jump off.
It's about who you want to be and who you want to become.
Capturing their highs and their lows.
It's a journey, and you need to understand the journey.
Sometimes it might become a little bit overwhelming.
I thought it was something that is easy, like if I have a team, we can do this, we can make it work.
Penetrating the market wasn't that easy.
They faced immense challenges, but their determination never wavered. And now, their stories converge, the culmination of their hard work.
I'm an entrepreneur because that's the only life I've known.
The entrepreneurship is about creating jobs for other young people.
Didn't know that people her age could have a business and have it be so successful.
Entrepreneurship is something that can be done by anyone.
Who will rise to the top?
These young people are Africa's hidden job creators.
But remember, this is more than a competition. It's about the future they are building.
Being an entrepreneur is a journey, but not a destination.
Welcome to Season 2 of The Journey. I'm Didi Onwu, your host for the next few weeks as we follow these changemakers. Every episode will follow the entrepreneurs as they navigate how to secure more customers, refine their business models, and scale their businesses. They'll set their own targets and try and reach them. Through their ups and downs, we'll explore topics such as job creation, revenue growth, and the art of balancing being young and running a business. Now let's head to Ghana and meet Mathias Charles Yabe, who's a champion for food security.
When I was quite young, I usually play with my dad's camera. I really love creativity because my dad was a creative person. That really gave me that kind of creative abilities with entrepreneurship. You can't do entrepreneurship without adding creativity. I believe that really helped me to be able to design innovative solutions as part of my entrepreneurship journey. Hi, my name is Mathias Charles Yabe. I am Ghanaian and a social entrepreneur who is currently passionate about social entrepreneurship, climate change, and food security. What motivated me to start Aqu Fresh stems from a personal experience growing up in a small farming village in the eastern part of Ghana. I watched many farmers go through several struggles during pre- and post-harvest activities. So when I got into the university, during my first year, I went on a volunteer trip to one of Ghana's major tomato farming communities. This volunteer trip exposed me to a 56-year-old woman who took me around her farm, pointing out rotten tomatoes and sadly sharing how hard she had worked only to lose most of her crops. Her story inspired me, and that was how I began my journey as a food systems hero.
Aqu Fresh no buy Mr. Mathias, and I did Aqu Fresh no buy ye could do ha. Some year to a dumana near your baby and phone. By Mr. Mathias, the dear Manuba, a boy, your quartin toast in a bidding toast in Nukusi. A bono yamay and a dress a bono yamay and a timco yin toast no beton, and my yenis gamay and motoye.
My business or venture is called Aqu Fresh. Aqu Fresh is a green cold chain startup that is offering sustainable crop preservation services to help reduce post-harvest losses. Our innovation at Aqu Fresh is a solar-powered cold storage preservation technology that extends shelf life of perishable crops from the usual 5-day period to 21 days, helping farmers to reduce post-harvest losses. Running a business in Ghana and being a young entrepreneur is quite hard, especially you have to navigate through several bureaucratic processes. And then when it comes to fundraising, it's also quite difficult. One challenge is the fact that you have to be up to 18 before you can have a bank account. So imagine an entrepreneur starting your business at age 16 or 17. You don't qualify for a bank account. That makes it difficult because since you don't qualify for bank account, you wouldn't be able to even get access to loans from any bank. So how then do you start?
Mr. Mathias, we are babunu na wadi animu se oba bidi dwuma sei no. Mu dwiri mi kakra. If you say enye nipa nyina na omfa se omte se wa do ma hye dwuma di bi mte sei. Nanso akire no mi hu se ne omanum sitie ne se de nemi si kono. Se bibi se koso na nya nwanwa. Nti sa pepe na se ba. Nti kwambia so na wo se yenso so yetimi tawachi. If you say babunu ti sei na wo ye dwuma bi sei dia. Ni kwasi yeja wo na se ye boa wo ma dwuma di no koso.
Starting at age 18 was beneficial to me because I realized that I was able to make a lot of mistakes and learn from these mistakes. I believe that defining your why is something that really keeps you going, especially when you face setbacks. So what prepared me for this journey was my ability to learn from people, my interest in social activities like volunteering, attending conferences, trainings, and seminars really exposed me to opportunities in the entrepreneurship space.
The tennis say nuanom ba ha se omba bepe asase na oma adi dwuma de aboa community no. Na isan se meso me ye krubanti no mede mu hiem edi omanim de omko na franchise ne ho ma ekopa asase a omitumi edi dwuma no meso minu se sa dwuma de a ombedi ebeboa community no nti na wo se minu omina ka na dwuma de bi edi bia no eboa ma ahoto ne asomfie ba.
The hardest thing about starting or sustaining a business has to do with getting the right and motivated team members, and also assessing funding and resources, because usually in our part of the world, it is quite difficult for people to really believe in your idea and then put their resources and funding in there. So that has been the challenge, especially for me as a young entrepreneur starting a social venture.
Esan say na me ne Aqu Fresh ewo motae ba ko say ebebo akuafo ometimi akra omuntos no ema ano baba ye na yedi abra yehia ye no enyina adwen ko obrenkum ema obia nso enya ahoden so betimi di aboa ama adwuma no betimi akoso a ebebo akuafo.
My family, friends and relatives thought I wasn't really doing anything that was bringing money and value, but later when they saw that I was able to launch a social innovation out of these activities, they were very proud. What excites me about entrepreneurship is the fact that it is something that really helps create impact regardless. Because one thing about entrepreneurship is that the moment you launch a social venture, you have the opportunity to employ people, which will in turn reduce unemployment. You also have the opportunity to get enough income to fend for yourself and your beneficiaries as well. As a young entrepreneur, in the next 5 years, I hope to scale my business to about 10 regions in Ghana and then further fundraise to get enough resources to scale to another country within the continent. I'm interested in the storytelling prize. This is because I believe I have an inspiring story that can motivate a lot of young people to also go into social entrepreneurship to impact their communities.
The criteria for the storytelling prize is the authenticity and the originality of the fellow and the fellow's story. Are they engaging? Get more people involved in their story. Their technical abilities, consistency is a big one. And then the last thing is creativity.
Mathias has set some really big goals. Will he achieve them? We think so. But first, let's meet Noreen and see how her tutoring business is going.
Growing up, I used to call kids around younger than me, and I'd just teach them. I'd just act as like a teacher. My name is Noreen Mutavhatsindi, and I am the founder of Tutoring, which is a tutoring business that helps learners with mathematics and physical science from grade 8 to grade 12. In 2020, matric results declined from 80s to 70s due to COVID-19 because learners couldn't go to school every day. Hence, I decided to start the tutoring, specifically to help with mathematics and physical science because those are the subjects that learners failed most. I started my business when I was 21 years old. I grew up selling eggs with my mom, so I knew most of the things about running a business, like things like having profits, managing your time. Such things, they prepared me for having my own business.
Noreen uhutsi vele run a business since from bunyaning bahai. Linda mahai gitomile urana business almost 13 years until now. So negisamu chabelu Noreen akapalla oro akabali tueka mu pazamisang cause uhutsi vele ka business Noreen.
When I first started, I thought entrepreneurship is about making profit. But as I was doing the tutoring and I needed more tutors, other people to help me, then I realized that entrepreneurship is about creating jobs for other young people. The hardest thing about starting the business is that I didn't have enough money to buy the material like the textbook or tutoring. And the hardest thing about growing the business now, when more students joined, I had to do it online because I was back at school at Wits University. So I had to move from contact lessons to online lessons so I can help most of the learners. But as time went, more students were joining, meaning that I was getting more money and I was able to buy the material, the things that were needed. Challenge in tutoring is finding the best tutors. You might find that someone did very well in their matric, they got like 90%, but they are not able to transfer their knowledge to the next person.
It's actually fascinating to teach young people, fresh minds, and then giving them the opportunity to explore themselves. Becoming a tutor, the journey goes back to 2022 when I was doing postgraduate studies, and then Noreen said she needed tutors. So I was like, can I join? And then she said, okay. She gave me a shot. There was a lot of questions that were asked about my experience in the subject that I'm about to teach, how good I am, and also if I'll be able to juggle between school and then learners.
Hiring my first employee, Emmanuel Sitole, was one of the best things that I've done ever since I started running my business, because he helped me carry some of the responsibilities. What is exciting about tutoring is that you get to learn from the students as well. And when they ask you questions, you get to reflect back and it helps you to learn something new.
I found out about Pindulo tutoring when I heard it from my classmates. They were talking about how ma'am is successful at a young age, and they saw it on a YouTube video. So I decided to, when I go home, I'm gonna watch the video.
There's been a great improvement in the results. I also had this thing lately of the confidence. He knows what he's doing. He also have some student who is helping with classes. That's the level of confidence that he has.
I remember in term 2, I was not performing well. I mean, like my marks were average, you know. After meeting her, my marks improved. I have good grades right now. I'm one of the top learners in school.
So having a teacher like her who is very driven, it has helped me to be more confident, dedicated, and it allowed me the space to know that nothing is ever impossible.
When I first saw her, I was like, yo, she's so young. She's so young. But you know, the level of confidence that she has, and she's transferring everything to the learners.
My goals for Pinduro tutoring, in the next 5 years, I would like to open a school So it can be an online school or it can be a contact school in the next 5 years.
Which of the 4 grand prizes are you most interested in and why?
It's the storytelling prize and also the revenue one, because my business is growing every day. We are making more revenue every day, and I believe that we can win that prize. My goal for Noreen is to become a good role model to young people, to help other young people who are like me, like people who grew up in the same area as me, like people from the hood, give them hope and show them that it's possible.
That brings us to the end of episode 1. Noreen and Mathias have both demonstrated tremendous leadership potential. Mathias is using his story to inspire other young African entrepreneurs to pursue entrepreneurship. Noreen, competing for the Storytelling Prize, has proven her capabilities through her students' success. She also has a sights set on the Revenue Growth Prize. Have both fellows done enough to secure their place on the volatile leaderboards? The competition is stiff, as there are other fellows also in the running. Who will tell their story the best? Watch the journey unfold in the next episode.